Welcome to Tubbie Talk, where a group of nerdy best friends hop online to talk about everything life, parenthood, gaming, and probably embarrass themselves. Let's get started. Welcome. It's another episode of the Tubbie Talk podcast. Thanks for joining. We're happy you're here. I am here with the one and only crew, all the Tubbs, the Tubbies. We got Danny.
Big tub.
The big tub, yes. Sierra.
Hello.
The posh tub. Trevor.
Yes.
The poor tub, Trevor?
No, I was gonna call her a Porsche. But I was like,
tub.
that's not a tub.
You're
Trevor.
the poor Tubbie.
The broke tubby over here. Hello.
All right. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
It's the Tubbs. So today we're gonna be diving into the world of first dates, but not only that, it's the red flags, it's the negatives, the warning signs that scream, run girl or run boy, whoever, you gotta get out, run. We might be out of the game, but we've got opinions, maybe a few hot takes, so we're gonna hit you with them. So I've done my research, collected all the red flags worth mentioning. There's some Christian ones sprinkled in too. So I'm going to work through my list and we're just going to sit, debate, rate. First and foremost, do we rate 1 out of 10 or do we have any 1 out of 5ers?
I'm a 1 out of 10.
One
I
out
know
of 10
you're a
is
1.
fine.
You're a 1.
Yeah,
You're a 1
10.
out of 5.
I know. I don't know what I am. I fluctuate. Okay, here we go. The first one, a classic.
Wait, is 10 like the worst red flag or is 1 the worst
10
red
is
flag?
the worst.
Okay.
The worst of the worst. The reddest.
Yeah. So yeah, there might be ones that aren't that bad and we could sit and give our opinions why, but here we go. Number 1, they're late and they give you no heads up. They just show up late.
How late?
They're just late. Let's say
15.
10 and up. 10 minutes
It's
and up.
like enough for you to think they're late.
Yes. It's not.
Okay,
I mean,
so
at
here's
least
the
they
thing.
showed up.
They still made it.
And he's like, it's a 2.
I'm rating it initial 6 because I think they could
Yeah.
explain if it's a good at reasoning, then I could almost drop the red flag, right? The red flag would be up. Like I'd be
Temporarily.
annoyed, but like depending on if they were late again for the second date, it would be like an 8 or a 9.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If it's like 2 times in a row late, 8 or 9. But 1,
Mhm.
6 with a good excuse.
What if they're just like, oh, sorry, I'm late? Or like, what if you have to mention like, oh, running late or traffic or something, and they're like, oh yeah,
Immediately 8 to 9.
Okay.
Really?
Danny doesn't care.
Well, I'm assuming that all these scenarios
Danny's
you
late.
like the person, right? Like
It's a first date.
First date.
You really like, so maybe
you've
you
met.
match.
right.
Yeah. You've met them, but you don't know them super well.
Yes, yeah.
I just think that like there's probably gonna be a lot. It's similar to the game where like people like will rank 1 to 10 of like different things, and like you put
and you
like,
can't repeat the number.
exactly. So
Well,
no,
there's
I don't
more
wanna
than
do-
10.
Well, we could repeat the number.
I know. I'm
This
just saying.
is
I think
individual
there's-
ratings.
I think if I was to put it in the
Okay, I
perspective
see.
of every other red flag, I was like,
They're all
okay,
tens.
you know, every red flag. No, but I think
Immediately.
Okay.
I would say like a 6 to 7. If it's like repeating, then maybe up to an 8. But I think 6
Okay.
for me.
Okay.
So
I think
after
I
everything
agree.
he said, he agrees with the same ratings I gave it.
After much debate.
5. I'll say 5, so I don't agree with Trevor.
Oh,
I don't
Just so you
no.
don't agree.
They
Okay.
talk the whole time, so they don't ask questions. They're just gabbing away.
Ugh.
9.
It's like an 8.
Solid.
Initial, like 8. Yeah, it's an 8. I'm just-
Again, it's better than them being quiet. I'm just picturing like a super awkward first day. Like that would be more a red flag if there's like no connection.
That red flag says that they're self-absorbed.
But what if there's no connection? There's still no connection. It's like the same side, different sides of the same coin.
I mean,
you
there
could be
a
there
good
or not.
connection.
They're not talking to you. They're just getting words out
Yeah,
because
they're
they're
just talking, and you can't even respond at all. Like they're
Yeah.
talking about things you don't care about.
you could probably get up to go to the restroom without them noticing.
they
just
would-
keep talking.
You could be
And then
Yeah,
a
I
waiter
never
somehow
mind.
comes over, and then they're like talking to the waiter. Now he's stuck. Like, and you just like, I'm sorry, dude, I gotta go.
Oh. But
I
yeah,
would say it's
sometimes
6. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
I mean,
Yeah,
in
it
their
bothers me.
defense,
The
sometimes it
First
could be
date, like,
nerves.
yeah, exactly.
So they're
if
like
That's
just
true, that's true.
rambling, but it could be a sign of self-absorbed.
Perhaps I was too harsh.
Mm.
No, I think it's still annoying.
I like your 9. I'm with
Yeah.
you.
I'm an 8.
I was like
Okay, wow.
11.
I'm
Immediately.
set 8. It's even if it wasn't a first date, that bothers me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So this kind of ties into it. So it's called breadcrumbing, but they make you fight for their attention. So they're just giving you enough attention to kind
Oh.
of string you along, but you're always trying to like up
That
it
is
to like
literally a red flag. That's like a 10. I think
Nice.
that's a 10. I think
I
that's
love
like
it, the
they don't
first
even care
10.
about you at all.
Yeah.
They're like just obsessed with themselves and they want attention.
Can you give me an example or clarify a little more? So, like,
Sure.
they're...
Can you
Go for
spell
it,
it?
Sierra.
I've never had this
Please.
before.
Basically, like, okay, say you okay, and I'm assuming this is not just on the date, right? This is like in the relationship.
This is mostly
Kinda
on
like
the date, but
first
you can
few
apply to
dates.
yeah, you can do
Because
that.
it's kind of hard to do that on the date. But unless it's like they're just ignoring you the whole time, but then they kind of talk to you sometimes. I guess
Mhm.
that's a good way to put it. Is like, say you're like talking to them, they're kind of ignoring you, and they're like on their phone or whatever, they're not paying attention. But then they start to pay attention a little bit, and you're like,
Mhm.
okay, maybe they are interested. But then they ignore you again, and then like 5 minutes later, they start to talk to you again, and you're like, wait, do you like me or not? So then you waste your
Solid.
time because you like still stay interested even if they're
Mhm.
not. You can't tell. It's bad.
It's bad.
Don't
They're
do
all
it.
bad.
Can
Trevor?
you use it in another sentence?
No.
I think I'm getting what you're saying.
Basically, like they're leading you
It's
on.
so different because like I feel like this is just somewhat normal behavior for
Oh my gosh.
No.
Oh,
What?
I don't know.
Explain how it's normal.
I feel like this happens to guys more than guys do it to girls because guys are generally wanting. You think guys show less attention to girls than girls show guys?
Or it's equal, but I think it happens to both.
I think they both do it too. So I think we can
Yes.
agree on that.
Okay, good argument. Good
Yes,
job.
good argument. Way to resolve that
Good debate
peacefully.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's
So,
super
yeah.
annoying.
I would probably rate this one like a 5.
How
I'd
is
go
it so
higher.
low?
Because like may I don't know.
That's the thing.
If-
They're just like, ooh, he's a
Like
little,
it's not like it is a red. Okay, if we think about red flags, I'm getting on Danny's side though. I don't want to give everything like 8 to 9 to 10, and I don't think this deserves a 9
But
or
is
10.
that someone you'd want to have a relationship with?
right.
Who's just
Right, but
playing
does this
games with
one
you?
night like define everything? Like,
I'm
is-
not
thinking. I'm thinking of
I
it
think
in like
red
more
flag
than
first,
the one
yeah,
night.
the first few dates.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing.
maybe
like,
they're
do you wanna
cheating too. Like I don't know. It's so
Exactly.
maybe
You
they're
never
like
so a
know.
higher red flag is required.
fine. It's a 7.
Okay, I'll accept. Not that it matters, but
And Sierra says 10.
yeah,
Danny
Danny.
I think that's
says like
pretty
a
It's
4.
10.
pretty high for me, like
Yeah.
8, 9, because like if they're not giving you attention on the first date, like okay, you're just not that interested in me, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
you're kind of like I don't know.
Maybe you're not very interesting.
If that's the case, then date someone else, right? That's the whole point. It's
Yeah,
like,
Yeah, I know,
exactly.
you know, like if you're not interested, then like
Just say it.
right.
Okay.
peace, you know.
Nice. Okay. Next one, they aren't present. So like they're on their phone, looking around, just like constantly kind of distracted by other things.
Looking around, looking at like the
Yeah.
draperies, like
Yeah, could be, or like, yeah, depending on where you're at, there's a lake view. Everything is more
I have
interesting
just
than
like
you.
I have questions around these. Like,
Then you
like,
ask the
did I say,
questions.
hey, is something on your mind? Like, did you like, let's say
Oh,
that's
I
happening.
see.
I'm like, hey, is something on your mind? Something going on? And like they answered,
What if they,
all said
okay,
no.
we'll just say no.
And then they kept doing it.
Yeah.
And then they kept doing it. Like
Then like an 8.5.
10 minutes later, they check
Like
their
a
phone,
9.
and it's like, what the heck? Yeah, this is like a 10.
Like a 9 to 10.
oh, when people check the time, I feel like that would be a big trigger for me. When the checking a watch right in front of you.
Yeah.
I have somewhere to be.
Yeah.
Anywhere
like
but
an
here.
8, 9.
It's
yeah,
high.
that's annoying.
It's up there.
Okay. Rude to the staff.
Ooh,
10. 10.
Some
Immediate
people
no.
think this is such a red flag. I don't know. It depends on the staff.
Just
It's a 10.
we'll just say mid. Okay,
Okay,
mid
yeah,
staff.
it's a 10.
Not okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
10.
I
It's
agree.
a 10. You don't have a right to be rude to somebody else, and if that's how you're going to be rude to them, like
Well, it's also
Define
like they're
rude as well. Like, are they just like not really talking to them that much, or like does rude to you mean like they're not being overly nice, or is it just like they say something
no.
mean,
Yeah, just rude remarks. Or
disrespectful?
like,
Okay, yeah,
yeah.
that's a 10. That's a 10.
I mean, even if they don't thank them and stuff like that,
Yeah.
that's still a red flag for me.
Yes,
though.
Mhm.
Yeah, or like
agreed.
weird snarky remarks, or
Yeah,
like
ooh.
if it's busy
Patty.
and they're just like, "What's taking so long?" Like,
What if,
just,
like-
they're always in the wrong? The staff.
Okay, so
yeah,
how
that's not
about-
good.
How about like when they walk away, they just lean into you and say something snarky to just you, so the staff doesn't hear it.
Depends if I agree or not.
Oh, yeah, it. That's true.
Sierra's the red flag over here.
I mean, yeah, that's a good point.
Or
But
they can talk about it after, like
Yeah.
when we leave. That's fine.
Yeah, okay. And as long as it's in a lighthearted manner, I think, and they're
Yes.
not actually being a jerk, I think
Yeah,
it's
in
fine.
this
And
case,
there's
they're
no
just
way
a
for them
jerk.
to like hear. Like, 'cause
Yeah,
if
as
there's
long
a
as
way
they
for them
lean-
to overhear, then that's bad.
Like if they lean in, like, did you see that
No.
that his underwear was showing?
No, that's
No,
yeah, that's
weird,
that's
weird.
like lighthearted more than the rude. But it's also like like right now they're putting their best foot forward for you. So like you could be seeing this behavior later down the line. The rude to
True.
staff, like
Yeah.
okay.
Danny, no comments on that one?
I know. I never said that was my reaction was the first
Oh.
one. That
Yeah,
was,
Danny had the
Oh.
biggest reaction, I feel like.
I just feel like that's very telling of your character.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay. Has an unhealthy amount of fears. They're just a
Oh, wait,
scared
wait.
little dude or woman. So
I
it's
guess
gonna
it's
be
not
two
that
for
big of a
me.
red flag.
9 or 10 for 9 maybe for me. It's like I have too many fears for the both
Trevor,
of us.
get into your mic.
Dude, I'm eating my mic.
Your laugh was so distant. What are you
Do you
laughing
need me to try-
at?
No, like sit up, sir. You're like
Yeah.
Oh! I cannot physically get. I am in. I can turn my volume. Do you want me to turn it up a
No,
little
no,
bit?
just leave it. Just leave it. What are you cackling over there at?
your laugh's not coming through.
My laugh's not. Is this better now?
It just sounded very distant when you're laughing, but maybe you're laughing
Okay.
quietly. You're like, okay, what are you laughing at?
I was laughing at Sierra.
Oh, great. Love that for me.
Well, I think it's funny because Sierra you think it's a red flag, right?
Yeah, that's what I was laughing at.
Yes, because
You
I
guys
have
don't.
I think it's a red flag because I have too many of my own. I
Mhm.
can't
Like, I have
date
enough for
someone
two
with
people.
literally like someone I date needs to not have them.
Yes.
Fair?
That's fair.
hmm
Yep.
You
Doesn't
guys don't think
bother
it's
me
a
at
big
all.
deal?
Obviously.
It's
I
not a
have
red flag
no
for Danny. It's a
fears,
0.
so I could just take all of them, I guess.
Clearly.
Wow.
It depends on like are they debilitating in the sense of like
They don't. I think it would. Like,
if they're
maybe there's-
stopping that person from like doing things, which
think it
is
would be
not
more of,
Sierra's
like,
case,
that.
but like if they're like worried about his life and not able to have like be present in the moment, like that's when it becomes like an 8 red flag. For me.
Yeah.
Like I know it's never gonna be like a 10 red flag for me because
Right.
people have fears.
Sure.
It's gonna be to the point where like, okay, does this seem like they can't even go on walks with me and just enjoy the walk? Like,
That's
are
why I
they gonna
said
be-
Right.
unhealthy amount.
Right.
So
So
then
it is
it's
like
probably
more
like a 7 to an
debilitating.
8
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think I would agree. I think 9 or 10 is too harsh, but I would say like 7, 8, maybe 7 because it's like but like if you're going with the unhealthy thing and they can't enjoy anything, then yeah, it's like
Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
I agree.
okay.
I disagree.
Danny's
completely.
just.
I think it's
So
does
would
not
you
good.
I think
like look at it as a problem to almost fix, help them overcome?
partially, but I mean, because I mean, if someone has that many amount of fears, there has to be another core issue, right? It's not just like,
Mhm.
oh, you're afraid of everything.
But is that then a red flag? The core issue.
Maybe not necessarily. It could be possible, but I do think also it's I think it's more so like if someone has a certain type of fears, like if someone was deathly afraid of taking walks, then maybe it's just like maybe they just wouldn't date Trevor, right? So
Mhm.
it's like it would kind of just be like it's just the wrong person, right? Like if
Mm.
those fears are not inhibiting the other person's like way that they connect with them, then like Trevor said, it's not a big deal. So
Okay.
I think like, and someone can have a bunch of unhealthy amount of fears. Personally, I just don't think it's that big of an issue.
Don't think they should all come out on the first date, though. If you do have a
True.
lot of fears, don't necessarily dump them on the first date.
I'm being honest here.
Listen.
Or maybe let it all out there, and like,
Yeah.
and then they can accept you for who you
I think
are.
it'd be good to. I mean, you can do it in a fun way. Like do a little
Just
game or
I would
slide
have
the
a list.
document over.
I would have
Just
a
take a
document.
read.
Yeah,
Read
laminated.
before committing.
It's just like says your name at top and
At
everything,
top.
like
Yeah,
luggage.
all the
It says
fears.
luggage and then
Yeah.
everything.
That's a great idea.
Great. Love it.
I think we should do this for dating now on for everyone. Everyone just there's no talking at first. It's just they exchange 2 pieces of paper
It's like a resume.
and then you read. And then at that time, before you say anything, you are
There you
welcome just to
go.
stand up and walk away,
Yeah.
or you
Mhm.
may pursue a further
I feel like this
conversation.
could be like
Very
a game
professional.
show or like reality show
There you
brewing
go.
here. I
sounds
like
Love
it.
is Blind.
Our
Yeah,
next
no, it's the opposite. It's like
Love is
quiet.
mute.
love is quiet.
okay.
Uh,
You
I
don't
love it.
need
It's
to
so
talk.
funny.
Okay, we have overly romantic. Says you're the one, is just showering you with compliments, affection. Maybe he's like buying you some extravagant gifts, like right off the rip.
ooh, what a red
One. I'm
flag.
just kidding. I don't really know. Maybe
I
Or
No.
like,
Hmm.
we're
Hmm.
meant to be together, or God put you in my life,
Oh,
and
if
we're
it's
destined.
that.
Like that's what I'm like an overly
Like super cheesy.
romantic. Yeah, I mean, sure, cheesy.
think it would be like a yellow flag. Like it's like I'm cautious of this, but I don't know if it's
Mm.
like I would definitely need more time to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, maybe like a 3 for me. And it's almost like it could be cringe, but maybe like that's the biggest flag. That's why it has a 3 and not a 0. Like it could be cringe. If it's like I
The cringe
prayed
gets you.
and God
Oh,
told me
okay.
my wife is in this room today. Would she please stand up? If it's that kind of real,
Yeah.
then it's like no. No.
But then it's still just a 3.
It's still just
Wait, I'm
well,
confused.
even then it'd be
That's
like
a red
0.
flag for
It's
you
just
in that case.
yeah.
What?
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Okay.
But only
It's
a
like-
3 weird, not like
Yeah.
super weird.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because you can give it time. Maybe they're right.
Yeah.
maybe they are right.
You never
Yeah.
know.
Weirder things have happened.
That's true.
I'll pass her my resume and we'll see if it makes sense.
Uh,
What was your vote, Sierra? What did you say?
I think like mm, I don't like that. So maybe like a 4 or a 5.
I'm like a 5.
Yeah.
I
That's so
it would put
funny.
me off.
I think it's a 0 again. Maybe
Aw,
it's just a thing.
So accepting.
I think it would. I can see how it'd be a little weirder if a guy was to do that and it'd be annoying. Whereas if a girls are like, okay, cool.
That's a fair point.
That's true. It is such a meme that like Christian guys like have done that. Like I've known people who that's happened to, and it's just like, oh no. Even if you think that, guys, like don't say it to them.
Just
you can
Hold
think
it in for a little bit.
If God told you, it'll happen. Like
yeah,
just let it
just
unfold.
Thank God on
God
your own
spoke to
time.
you,
Yeah, God-
not both of
Yeah.
you.
Uh,
He spoke to you for a reason.
Yeah. Just
Oh
keep it on
my
the down
gosh.
low until it progresses. Then it's cute. Then later on your wedding day, it's like,
Right.
by
I
the
knew
way,
it. Yep.
God told me.
I agree.
You know?
Yeah, because she'll be like, yeah, God spoke to me too. That's so cute.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
Green flag.
Right.
It wasn't like God spoke to me through you.
Right. No, just yeah, like mid.
All right, perfect. Doesn't respect your boundaries. So we've got asking personal questions, maybe touchy-feely without consent. And then like even maybe branching into more of the red zone, the like more sexual, if you will.
Mm.
Ordering more drinks, staying later than intended.
know.
Just like is a
Depends.
nuisance.
It depends if I like them or not. Like,
Hey, honey, if you're gonna do this on our next date, it's not a red flag at all. You're welcome
my
to,
God.
sweetie.
Shiver's like -5.
On the first date with a random woman, it's a 10. Don't touch me. I want to. You need to give me your resume before you go to the red zone.
The red
Red zone.
The resume.
Honestly,
still.
before you said the sexual part, it was a 0. I mean, I don't even
Yeah.
care like sharing food necessarily on the first date. Even like that doesn't bother me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I mean, some people are just kind of overly sexual, so they like might be more like it's
See,
just
that's
more
like a
natural to
huge red
talk
flag because
about.
that's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So that would be a huge. That's
There
not
you
what
go.
I'm looking for. So
As
that'd
a
be a huge
married
red flag.
father of 2, that's not what I'm looking
I'm not in the market for
for.
this.
That's not what you're looking for. Oh.
Thank you. That is reassuring.
Actually, it's exactly what I'm looking for just from my wife now. So
That's so funny. I think, yeah.
you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I agree with you. I think if you take out that part, I think it's like a 1 or a 2. Yeah, I don't know.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. You guys think that you can overshare during a first date?
I don't think you can
I
overshare on a
don't
first
really.
date.
Like that's what I'm
Interesting.
kind of thinking. Well, some people think that though. Like some people
do,
some
or
people are
like you
"Oh,
asking
that's too
them to personal.
like we were just
questions.
talking about like all your
Yeah.
fears.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. I don't really think it's that bad.
I love hearing people talk, so I'm just kind of like a sponge. So I can't pay. But I am not a huge fan of being touched without consent, kind of a thing. Like even if it's like if I'm getting to know this person, you don't need to be touching like my hand or leg or anything.
Even if it's just like a little flirtatious.
Yeah.
But sometimes that's just the person's personality too. Like
Yeah.
I know
Well, it
people that are
depends,
just very
like-
touchy, like with a hand on the shoulders, and that's not me. But like I know people
Yeah.
that do it passively
But when
without
that
knowing they're
happened,
doing
you
it.
didn't like it. You ever talk
Hmm.
about a specific person with hand on your shoulders?
Oh, are you talking about the haircut?
Yeah, the
Oh,
barber.
goodness.
That's not a first date. That was a dude
No,
cutting
but-
my hair.
Okay, what I'm saying is you didn't even like it then after multiple appointments with this person.
That was, I think, the first one.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay, maybe it wasn't. I
Okay,
don't
so
know.
your first
But yeah,
date.
I'm getting my hair cut. This guy's like got his hands on my shoulders and like massaging. Like that's not a first date. One, I like women. Okay, so all right. And 2,
Noted.
this dude could be my dad. Like,
Maybe it was a fatherly massage.
I think it was. I
think it
truly,
was.
I honestly,
There you go.
all jokes aside,
Makes
I think it
sense.
was because like I like know of his son. I'm not really close with his son, but like I knew his son, and we had a connection through that. So it's like you're friends with my son. I don't know. That could make it worse. That could make it worse. I have no idea.
It's so weird. Well, that doesn't apply, I don't think, to the red flag.
It's not what I was talking about.
Oh my
By the way, that's a
goodness.
red flag for your barber.
Mhm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you.
Especially on the first appointment.
Yeah, that's not.
You just get a bad gut feeling. You're just there and you just got a feeling.
Always listen to
This
your
is-
gut.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on what I ate before the date.
No. I mean,
Danny's
that's like
like
a rule
mid.
of thumb for like all your life in general. Like if you get a bad feeling, better
Mhm.
safe than sorry.
Yep.
Get out, call the
Yeah.
police, just do something. Like it's
Oh,
necessarily
jeez,
call the
I'm
police
police.
on your
I
date.
call the police.
I had
call
a
the
bad gut
police.
feeling. You got to check it
Officer.
out. Click.
Officer,
Officer.
my gut.
I feel
My gut's
not
telling me
good
right
about
Do you need
now.
an
this.
ambulance? No.
What did you eat before this?
We need the SWAT.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I agree. I think you should listen to your gut.
Mm-hmm.
Danny, what do you genuinely think?
Danny's just confused.
I mean, I
I
guess.
thought it just meant I was hungry.
Danny, do you think you have a good gut like feeling?
How's your microbiome in there?
I need to eat more fiber.
Your colon's doing
You
work.
need more probiotics.
I don't know. I feel like I don't like gut feelings too much because now I'm not saying you shouldn't listen to it in terms of like danger wise, but like
Mm-hmm.
it's very like common to judge a book by its cover, I think. And I think the older that I get, the more I realize that like people surprise you sometimes, you know.
Fair.
Interesting.
I think you should obviously take that gut feeling into the rest of the date and maybe
Yeah.
future dates
Mm-hmm.
and then keep it in the back of your mind. But like, I don't know. I don't think it's like a full on red flag for me.
Do you? So okay, I got a scenario for you, Mr. Danny. So
And it doesn't mean that I
you
don't
have-
trust my gut either, you know.
Mm.
Yeah.
Your gut knows things.
Yeah.
Let's say you have a gut feeling that it's not going to work out with this person, and it ends up working out with this person. Do you tell this person that you had a gut
Oh.
feeling that it wouldn't work out? Or
Hey,
is
funny
that-
story.
I think I would probably tell them, because I think at that point you can, because the very like definition of a gut feeling is like it's a in the moment, like spur of the moment type, like, okay, I just get this feeling, I don't know why. Whereas if you have time to reflect on it, 20 like hindsight's 2020 or whatever the saying is, you can probably like see why you felt that way. You can understand more, like, okay, like I dived more into it, like that's probably why I felt that, and I was just either like a wrong perception or something like that's, and I think that's totally fine to say that, because I don't
Yeah.
think that like at that point it wasn't like, it's not a gut feeling anymore, like why you were feeling that. If someone shows up with a bunch of tats and like piercings and you're like, oh, like there's a reason for the gut feeling, you just don't know, sometimes you can't just put your finger on it, but like after it's worked out, you can be like, okay, yeah, I was scared of you. You intimidated me a little bit. That was my gut feeling, like, or whatever the case
Right.
is. So
Right.
I think that at that point, it doesn't become a gut feeling anymore. It's kind of like evolved past that. And I think it's kind of funny to tell them, so it grows the relationship, maybe.
Did Danny share any of that with you, Sierra? Hey, I had a
Later
weird.
tonight, he
Actually,
made me.
kind of. I mean,
Wow.
not when we first dated, but like originally he had like the wrong perception of me based on like my friends and like who I was around, blah, blah, blah. And he told me that. He was like, yeah, I thought you weren't this way. And I was like, great, cool.
That's
Got it.
really good for you. Doesn't that just warm your heart,
Yeah.
Sierra? Don't you feel good now knowing that?
I don't know. It's kind of interesting to me. It's like, wow. I think it is like, it's like, well, who you are around tells who you are. So
Yeah,
be
it's
careful who
something.
your friends
Who you
are.
associate with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, question, Danny, you also had another red flag. Are too many piercings and tats a red flag for you?
I was thinking the same thing.
No, not too many.
Okay.
I think certain ones are a little bit of a red flag for me.
How many tattoos are too many tattoos?
I don't think like I said, I don't think there's a limit on.
So you're
how
good
many.
with face tattoos.
Oh,
You're
I
good.
didn't say. I said how many. You could have as many as you want on your back or leg or whatever, but like if you have them on your face, that's the red flag.
Yeah.
The face is the red flag. I'm good except for the face, I think, and like maybe the whole hands. Like I honestly don't care. And piercings, I don't really care either too much.
I just am not a big fan of is it the septum pierce?
I don't care.
And he's
I don't
offending
mind.
everybody with
Trev,
septum
do you
Not
care
piercings.
trying
about
to be defensive
gauges?
at all. It's just
Just your personal
personal.
preference.
Small ones are
Yeah.
fine. I don't like it when they get too big. No.
But they get bigger.
I know.
Right? So
Yeah,
if they
they
have
really do.
small,
limit.
do you see like
We will find
that
a way
will-
to shrink those back up. We'll tighten it up.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, just to Trevor just offended all those people.
Okay. All right.
Okay, listen, I'm sorry. Yes, I personally you do whatever makes your body happy and you happy. But yeah, the bigger gauges it's not. I don't find personally that's not my thing.
You can test what you can fit through. Hang on there. It'd be fun.
I've seen like mice crawl through those
Oh
and
my
stuff like that.
gosh.
It's like that
Oh,
guy
You've
had a
seen
pet
mice.
mouse.
What the
Yeah, he was
fudge?
let his mouse like hang on there.
His mouse. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's-
Anyways, said person with the mouse in his ear brings up their ex a lot. Not just one time, like, oh, I have an ex. This ex keeps coming up in the convo.
In what context? Like,
Just, I think it's more just randomly, but most of the time it's just in a blaming sense too. Like, oh, we can never do this, or my ex always had a problem with this, or, it's always the ex's fault, and the ex is always coming up too.
No
It's not
ownership.
just like I had a girlfriend or a boyfriend, didn't work out. Like it's more than just letting you know I've had past
it's like
relationships.
they were a problem. I think
But yeah,
most
I think
of the time it's a red flag. Yeah.
What's the score though, Sierra? We know it's a red flag. That's why Kennedy said it.
These are all red flags. Can confirm it's a red flag.
Kennedy. That's a red flag.
That's a red
Thank
flag.
you. I wasn't sure.
You're onto
so.
one.
Maybe like a 4.
Wow, that's it.
I loved it. Oh, Trevor's response.
That is like a 9.5 for me. leave that other person away from me. Like,
why is that, Trev?
because like we're moving on. Why am I here if you're still hung up on your ex? Plus, you probably had mistakes too. It wasn't all your ex's fault. And I'm not, unless in some extreme scenarios, right? But like in generally, there's two. You're most of the time you could have handled the situation differently, and there's some ownership.
Yeah,
so
it takes
let
two
it
to
go.
tango.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I think definitely like it could be a sign they're not over him would be my biggest red flag. So
To
I'd
me,
probably
that's like-
rate it like an 8, 9.
Yeah, to me, that's like now when I have an argument with this person, it's gonna be all my fault. Yeah.
Oh,
Interesting. You're like, I'm gonna become the ex.
Yeah, like I'm putting myself in the extra shoes right now.
Interesting. Danny?
I mean, I think we're all in agreement. It's a red flag.
It's a red flag. It is a red
No,
flag.
I think it's like a 9 or a 10. I think just like it's
Dang.
just why not just like it's not necessary to talk about them. You know, it's like just
Talk about me.
yeah.
What if
Why is that lower for you?
Well, I don't know. I just think it's like I want to know about their past relationship. Like I want to know what happened. And like
Yeah,
even if
fair.
it's from their perspective, like I feel like I could sniff out where they're being truthful and where they're not.
Yeah, but this is more like, pardon me. This is more like you say, like, oh my goodness, me and my ex went on a hike here. Oh, that's so funny. My ex and I went over there too. Like it's not just previous arguments. I feel like it's like constantly bringing up the ex and everything.
That's weird. Like 7 or 8. But I would literally be like, why are you talking about them? I would just ask.
Yeah, I'd call him out too.
There
you
you
know
go.
what I mean? And if it led to something productive, then it's fine. But yeah, like you're saying that is like not good.
Yeah, I think that.
But I also think, sorry, Danny, I do think it's also weird that people are just like, just move on.
Yeah,
I don't
honestly.
like that. Like, it's like, I want to know why did your last relationship not work out?
Yes, that is
It'd be really
important
cool.
information.
Danny had a thing, but
Yeah,
I have a
Danny.
thing too. But Danny, you go. And I'll
Danny,
go.
you go first.
That's right. You know, no, I was just gonna say that.
So,
like,
anyways,
it's I think it's not that big of a deal if you ask, right? So if the other person is inquiring, then sure, right? But like, I'm not gonna give unsolicited like in terms of just name dropping or be like, well, yeah, we used to do this. Like it's just like it's not like important, right?
it's not relevant.
If it is relevant and if you're curious, like then sure, I'll tell you like how I've grown or whatever. But like, you know, if it's not relevant to the situation, then there's no need to talk about it. You know,
Yeah.
because I feel like everyone's in agreement. No one wants to hear about the ex unless the
Right.
other person wants to.
right. And what I was gonna say is like, if you could ask some pretty high impact questions around like exes, like what did you take from that relationship, and how are you like going to improve upon it in your next one? Like with
There
me,
you
like what did you
go.
learn from that? Like,
Yes.
if you ask some high impact questions around it, I think that would be a good conversation to have. But like, it's also like a weird like interview question to ask if like at a date. Like,
But it is
so what did you
important
take
to
from that
know.
experience, and how are you going to take that and
I
use it on your
mean,
next
you talked about the
interaction?
resume.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
you go.
I'm very-
Resume.
How are
You
you,
know, I'm just
gonna
gonna
be
be
better with
interviewing.
me?
Yeah.
So just please explain to me what the situation was. Go ahead, use stars format.
Oh gosh.
All right. They make too many jokes, Trevor. Trevor's like, it's a green
Trevor's
flag.
like, what?
It's a 0. It's a 0. It's not a red flag. This is not a red flag, Kennedy.
This
Where
is
did
a
you
red
get this?
flag.
This is not a red flag,
It
Sierra.
was a red flag at the beginning.
You be quiet. You be nice.
Oh
You
my
be
goodness.
quiet.
You be quiet.
Shush.
Are all the jokes good jokes? Are some of
Yeah,
them bad jokes?
It's probably a good mix, and they
Oh.
probably start getting mad because it's everything, right? Because not everyone has the same sense of
What if
humor.
they turn everything into a joke? Like you're trying to
think
tell a
that's more of what
serious
it is.
anecdote
Yes.
or story, and they're like,
I think that's the thing. It's way too many jokes in that sense too.
weird.
Not a red flag. I have no idea what you guys are talking about right now. I can't relate.
It's not that bad. I think like a 5, maybe.
Yeah, on the lower scale, 4 or 5.
I think it's 6. I think it's definitely something that is a little bit easier to maybe grow out of. It just
Yes.
usually just means a little bit of signs of immaturity.
Yeah.
Is usually what it means.
Yeah.
We can work
The
on that.
side eye.
Uh,
gosh.
Poor Trevor. What is happening?
What was that?
It said usually.
Yeah, I didn't name any names. I didn't say always.
You did not name any names.
One reason this is a red flag for many people is that it could be a sign
many
that they're
people.
fearful of intimacy. So it's like almost a defense mechanism.
Well, interesting. Like you don't want to go deep.
Mhm.
Therapy.
Yeah.
Trevor's
Ooh.
therapy
Trevor, you're-
right now.
What is
Really,
the
you are
topic
not.
today? What's the topic this week? I'm sorry. I thought this was red flags.
It's
Are we?
building a dating resume is what it is. So this would be in your highlights,
Ooh,
your
There you go.
accomplishments.
That'll be a good title.
Good
This
bullet
is
points.
Flaws. Jokes too much. Insecure.
Listen, we're all insecure.
And
in a
jokes too
sense.
much.
Hmm.
Oh, all
That's
right.
funny.
So Trevor,
Just
are you
thought
a
of-
0?
I just thought of something. Just very passionate. Good at everything. Everything he says is a joke.
What?
Yes, I can't.
What is happening? I was waiting for the punchline,
Yeah, I
and
was
it's just bullet points.
All right.
Are these your flaws or highlights?
I don't know.
Are you
Okay.
saying that it's like because your good qualities are a joke because everything you
Yes.
say is
Oh.
a joke? Yeah, I get
Right.
you.
Oh,
I get
gosh.
you. I get you.
I'm sorry, it just wasn't
Very
funny.
good.
No, I'm kidding.
There's a bad joke for a first date,
There you
everyone.
go.
Ahead and use that, and it will be a red flag for you.
Guaranteed
Use that
red
for
flag.
any-
no.
Any date you want to get out of.
Guaranteed. If you want to get out of a date, I have a phone number. We'll put it in the link down below. Call me. I will give you some really awful jokes that you can get out of any date with.
Me.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
It's a 0. I don't mind joking. I really don't.
Trevor, just joke right back with them.
If they can make me laugh too, like that's a huge cool thing because my
oh,
humor's
that's
weird.
a challenge.
Dude, if you're I mean I laugh at myself more than anything else, so maybe that's a red
Yo,
flag.
what about a serious moment? What if like there's a death? Like you're just gonna joke
Why am I
about?
Yeah,
having
my
a serious
dog
moment on my
died.
first date?
What
I
if
mean-
they're
Because
not
you're
funny?
opening up. It's
What if
heart
you
to
think
heart.
they're not funny?
If
What if
they're-
you think
that's
they're
a red-
annoying?
that's
What
a
if
red-
they're
That's too-
going deep? What if they're talking about like trauma or something?
Or just saying like,
So you
I
get a
lost my
funny
dad
joke
when
about
I
that
was
one.
5, like giving you lore.
Yeah.
Like, and you like joke about their dead dad.
Bad.
Like,
Yeah,
so,
it's a red
green
flag.
Yeah. There you go.
Run it
we
back.
got 'em,
Do at
folks.
least a 1, sir. You can't just do a 0.
Okay, it's just like,
0.4.
Sure.
There's scenarios where
It's
that
a
is
flag that
not
got torn in
good.
the
You know what?
wind.
Dad jokes are actually kind of funny sometimes.
hashtag dark humor. Okay, moving on. We
Oh
can't get them
my.
fully. All right, so this is really just the online dating, but
Hmm.
essentially they look nothing like their picture, not the same height.
Catfish.
Yeah, like a catfish. Wrong age.
Oh goodness.
I
So
mean, I would.
He's a 6
I wouldn't
foot, but then
recognize
he
him, so
comes
they
out
might
to
not even.
5'5".
They might not even sit down at my table. I'll be like, "Excuse me, who are you?"
Yeah.
And then it's over.
Hmm. I mean,
But they're just like, oh, that's me from. I haven't taken a new photo recently. That's me from like 10 years
I just
ago.
lost 6 inches in the height.
great.
I have been a serious
Oh,
accident.
Yeah, I bet you that's an excuse. I bet you 100%. I was in an accident
gosh.
and they had to take out like who even
my
knows what.
vertebrae.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
lucky to be alive.
I'm so glad I don't have to date anymore.
Isn't it nice?
no.
I don't
Come
know
over and laugh
either.
and get everyone else.
Okay,
dating.
here's the thing. Say they lied, but you
Mhm.
still like them, but they did lie.
Bad
Would
way to
that
start
be
a
a red
relationship.
flag? I think
Yes.
so.
It
I
would
think
be
it
a
still
red
would
flag,
be
yeah.
because it's like,
Oh, yeah.
why'd you do that?
Yeah,
Why'd
it's
you
like
lie?
insecurities.
I never get how they think they're gonna pass
Get
like,
away
the
with
first
it.
meeting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my gosh, you look just like your photo. It's like who? Like you? Like Trevor said, who are you?
Right. It's just weird.
I would. Yeah, it's a bad. Don't do that. It's
It's
a
a
bad
10.
thing. It's
a-
like a 10.
It's a big red flag.
You got to be comfortable in yourself before someone else can be comfortable with you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think there's a difference between like highly filtered photos, like not specifically saying certain things, and like someone like blatantly saying, "Yeah, I'm like 6 foot tall" when they're not. Like if it's
Yeah.
an obvious lie, then yeah, it's like
Yeah.
So I have a different red
Yeah.
flag, and this kind of stems from this. I think too much makeup is a red flag.
There you
I
go.
think there should be some, again, natural beauty and some and I get some people use makeup because they have other conditions or something like that. I get that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about normal. I don't think you need to overdo it on the first date. Let me see who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how big of a red flag is that for you?
Like a 4 or 5, because like what maybe even less, because like I think what Danny was saying a little earlier too is like benefit of the doubt type of situation, and maybe they
Yeah.
are trying to also like impress you a little bit,
Yeah.
and
Some
like
people
like, they could
also just
definitely
think
wear off of
makeup
it.
is like, some people like it as like an artistic thing too.
Yeah.
Like, what if
Mhm.
that's their job? Like, maybe, I mean,
Yeah.
it may just not be your personal preference, but like, it's not necessarily a red flag in general.
what about for you ladies? If a guy showed up with some makeup on and
Oh, no,
Just a little
I'm
just
a
a
10.
little cover up,
I'm
just a
so
little, yeah.
old fashioned.
Cover up.
I don't know
No.
what I'm saying.
I
Like,
don't
he got
ca-
some
like.
acne and he's like, gotta cover
Yeah,
it
But
up.
some
yeah,
guys
like a
do. They
blemish.
touch
I would
up
be
the
fine
dark
with that.
circles and stuff.
That's fine. They're
No,
just
I
trying
need
to.
I need a
That's
man
what a
that rolls
beard
in the
is
mud.
for.
There you go.
Under your eyes.
This is my
Under your-
makeup. I don't have, my eyes are so sunken in my head. Look at this caveman forehead. This is a red flag.
Okay,
Do you want your children to have this?
I don't know. I mean, if we're saying that, I'm not the biggest fan of beards, but that's not a red flag.
Interesting. I didn't know that. Trevor leaves again.
Shots fired.
Trevor, this is just the bash on Trevor.
I think I mean I have a beard right now too, but I think Sierra makes a good
Yeah,
point though
okay.
that like certain preferences aren't necessarily red flags, you know. There's like
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Uncomfortable with differences in opinions. So it could be religion, could be politics, how you think a relationship functions.
What are the main
But like they're
reasons you should have in
uncomfortable. Like it's
common?
not like acknowledging or like, oh, okay, and like discussing it. It's just like they're put off by the difference in opinion.
I think you should know before you go on a date. They share political views to an extent with you. They share religion to an extent with you. And a general outview on life should be somewhat shared with you, because if you don't have those things, it's just not going to work out. It's not even a red flag. It's just you're
It's
gonna
a
have
white flag.
It's
Giving up.
It's give up. You're not gonna agree on life. Move on.
You don't think you can come to a
I think the
middle
biggest
ground?
issue. No, I think and if you plan on not having kids, maybe. But then how are you gonna raise your kids? Because you're
Yeah.
probably going to have differences on there. Because one of you might want to raise them more free, and one of you might want to raise them more structured, and that's not going to work. So that's, I think, involving kids in that kind of relationship would be really difficult.
So
I'm not
what do we
saying
give
one
it?
way is right or wrong.
what
All
was
I'm
the
saying is
question,
that I
Kenny?
think
Right.
Sorry.
No, it's good. Uncomfortable with differences in opinion. So it's not like learning more about why they feel that way. It's just like they're put off by it and like not willing to discuss and maybe come to a middle ground.
I still think that would be a red flag because, like, at least
Again.
just talk about it.
these are red flags.
No, I'm saying like it would be like a 10 because it's like you're not even gonna talk with me and like finish out the date and then be like, I don't think it'll work out. Like at least be
That's
like
true.
listen to you
Good point.
and like talk about it instead of just being like, ugh.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, obviously, I think maybe the relationship wouldn't work out, but like,
There it is.
anyway.
I think this kind of
Danny
ties
doesn't
into
care.
the joking one as well, because it's like it's similar. It's like you're like avoiding like whether it's deep moments or
It's
some type
true.
of like disagreement.
Yeah.
I think like you can't have a relationship built on only good times. Like you have to have some going deep and some you're gonna disagree with someone at some point, like no matter how similar you are. So
relationships are work. Relationships are work.
can't escape it.
Yes.
So I think that's
It's your
pretty big.
third job.
Gosh. All right. Speaking of jobs, they haven't had a job in a year.
Absolutely not. It's a 10. It's an 11. I need a work ethic out of the person I'm dating.
Yeah, I would agree. It's pretty.
I don't know. What if they're
high
at
up
school
there.
though?
Yeah, what if they're like 21, living at home, going to school full time?
I don't think school was a factor in this one.
So they're
They're
just
kinda
like doing
bummers.
nothing.
They probably live with their parents.
Yeah, that's probably
trying to quote
pretty
find
high up there.
themselves.
Pretty high up there.
It's a
Good
no.
job, fool.
It's a
Work.
no.
I think for a guy, it's probably pretty high, right? But I think if it's for girls, it's not as big of a deal. Like, of course, you'd still want to have a job, but like, you know, does that necessarily say their work ethic? Maybe they're trying to find
That's
a
fair
good job.
point.
You know, like,
Maybe they want to be a stay-at-home mom.
I was gonna say, Trev, if you're making enough money to support and you really like this woman, and then she can be that stay-at-home figure.
yeah.
Doesn't mean you don't have good work ethic just because you don't necessarily have a job. Just because you have a job doesn't mean you have good work
Yeah.
ethic.
That's true.
I know where you're pulling it from. We have too many people that don't want to work, and so it's soiling our
Yeah.
our view.
Yes. But
So it's me,
Are
but
they rich?
I don't have a job.
And they just like they can pay for
maybe
everything on their
you're
own.
rich in the
You're
scenario.
rich. I think their parents kind of help cover for some stuff where they're like saving money, like, you know.
Well, if they're, if we're getting a inheritance, then that's a green flag. You know what I mean? Like if we're talking,
Baby, are you rich?
hey,
Okay, we can make
Daddy
this
needs
work.
a sugar mama. I think it's a red flag.
Great.
I think you should have some sort of job, whether you're self-employed, have your own business, going to school. You should be doing something with your life. It should be a direction.
Really, even if they're
Yeah,
planning on
it
being
really
a stay-at-home
depends
mom.
on.
Yeah, I think because right now they're currently not being a stay-at-home mom, and they don't know if that's going to end up happening. You can't hedge your life on one thing. Like, what if you're a stay-at-home mom and the other person passes? Like, you should have some skills that you're working towards.
That's a fair point. It all really depends on the circumstances.
Yes, for sure.
So I'll give it like a 5. Could go either way.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Okay.
11.
They're a mama's boy or a daddy's girl.
Oh, yuck.
And we're saying more in this like extreme, like mommy's really involved in my decisions in my life.
I ain't dating
or-
mommy. I ain't
No,
dating daddy.
and then vice versa. Like,
Yeah.
the girl says it's about her dad, like very involved. Like probably the horror stories, like my mom doesn't want this at our wedding, so we're not doing it, kind of a thing.
Yeah. Yes, Danny.
Yes.
I have a question because I don't really know any daddy's girls. Like I pretty like isn't like a mama's boy obviously is more of a negative connotation. Daddy's girl, is it as much of a negative connotation? I thought it was more positive, kind of like it's
I
more
think
like if you have
Daddy, I want a
issues, if
new
you're missing
thing,
daddy.
or Daddy.
I think it is more of the
What if like
spoiled.
they're more like they respect their dad more than you? Like they go to their dad before they go to you.
Oh,
Oh.
there you go. Yeah. So like they almost view their dad as more of like
the leader in their
not
life.
even just fatherly, more of the man in the life.
Yes.
And like
If he can
comparing
if he can
you
get
to the
stuff done more than
dad.
I can, then maybe he deserves it. But
No. He doesn't deserve it in the scenario.
You are the best.
You are Prince Charming.
Okay, I just don't think it's as big of a deal as like
It's not as
I've
common,
Heard, like,
I'll
mama's
say that.
boy is definitely
Yes, I would agree.
a bigger issue. I feel like in our society.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
generally.
Us women.
Oh goodness.
All right, moving on. I don't know what we rated it, but we're going. Talks a lot about partying, drinking, smoking,
Oh.
whether it's weed or cigarettes, but
I think we all think
Yeah.
that's a 10, right?
No, it's a green flag, man. That's my life. With my wife and 2 children, that's what I'm
Righteous
looking
dude.
for.
Nice. Yeah.
Jokes
10, 10.
about everything. Not a red
10.
flag.
in the green.
That's a
all
problem.
right.
Same principle of why the not having a job is a problem for me.
So it's a problem just
all
because
right.
they don't have a job in that area.
Yeah. Even if you had a job and still did that, problem.
Mhm.
Trevor just wants a workhorse wife. That's all he wants.
I need you to do what I'm doing in life.
I need a worker. Someone's going to take care of me because I'm a mommy's boy and I need a new mommy now.
Okay,
So you
that's
have to
perfect
take
because that
care of me.
ties into this one. So the mom or dad was MIA. Doesn't have to be deaf. But so this person may now be leaning on you, whether you're male or female, but I need this daddy figure. I need this mommy figure in my life because I didn't have it.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
it becomes like a
Who
parent
wants to
and
go
child
first?
relationship.
Who wants to go first?
Sierra's
I
like,
don't know. I just think that that's not good. That's not healthy.
No.
So yes,
No.
personally for me, that would be a red flag. It would be like a red flag in the sense that it would be like a
a 7
significant or an 8 because it's
probably
like
not a workaround.
yeah, like it's probably an issue because it's
Mhm.
like listen. Either that
Yeah.
or they need to like get some serious therapy
It's-
before we have
yes.
a relationship.
It would be
I
a bumpy
struggle
road.
with this being a red flag because even with people that have parents in their lives, does not mean that they were good or raised in the right way. I mean, so like I struggle with this being a red flag because
But
just
I
because you're a
think
parent,
even
or yeah, I
if
don't know.
they
No,
weren't
like,
raised good,
they-
but having that presence can still positively influence you.
Mhm.
I think,
Yeah.
and studies support this, like having a certain parental figure removed from your life can have kind of devastating effects
Mhm.
on it.
But it's so hard because it's not their fault.
No, okay, listen. The
we're
red
supposed to be
flag
surface level, okay?
Sure, the red flag is not that they don't have the parent. The red flag is that they're now looking to replace them with you. Like,
Yes.
yeah,
This
just
is where
because
daddy
they don't
issues
have,
and mommy issues come from.
Yeah,
where
like-
they're like, you got daddy issues.
I thought you were just being mean.
just like will not
Red
date
flag, they're
anyone
missing.
with a missing
You lost
parent.
your dad. Get
you
out of
don't
here.
have a parent. Sucks for you. I'm off the
No,
table.
absolutely
No, that's what I was
not.
saying.
That's
It
not
becomes
There's a parent
they
question
turn
on the
to you to
resume. Do
fill.
you have both parents?
Immediately no.
Okay.
So it becomes like a parent and child almost relationship.
Yeah,
like
that's
you're
ucky.
you're having to fill that role,
Mhm.
teach them things.
It's ucky.
That's why it's a
Yeah.
red flag.
It's ucky.
Red.
That's why it's on the list, Trevor.
It's ucky.
So what would you rate it?
Oh, I don't know, like a 4.
Oh my
What?
god.
That's not that bad.
It's ucky, drug
Ucky.
through the mug. Yeah, it's a 4.
You're like, it's fine.
It's like a
Tosses it out
4.
there.
It's
That's
fine.
high up
I
there.
would,
I'm
I
like a
would, I
7.
would make them grow up. I'd be like, okay,
If you know, some people
speed
want to do
running
that.
parental
Go for
here.
it.
But like, do you enjoy that? That's like your thing.
yeah,
He's
that's my
managing.
kink. That's like my thing.
Annie,
That's
why
my
would
thing.
you
I
say
want
that?
broken people.
Because some people like that. That's what I was like.
It's
Yep.
true.
That's also a red flag.
I want to parent you.
That's
yeah.
bad. Don't do that.
They made
Adding
movies and
to
books about
list.
that.
Goodness me.
Oh, okay. Couple more. They're addicted to something. So it could be gaming.
It's really broad.
One.
So as I explained, you don't
Nation,
even get a
no.
chance. So it could just lots of gaming, hardcore gym. It could be like lots of drinking, lots of partying. Like addiction is many colors, right?
No,
But that
yeah.
just it's
If
not.
they're addicted to work, it's okay.
You're like, actually,
you know,
that's
that
a
could be
green
one
flag.
too. They're like working.
No, I think it's a 10.
10-hour shifts.
I think it's a 10 no matter what, because addiction is like, you cannot
Right.
fix that. Like, it's not your job to fix that. They might be recover later, but like,
Yeah.
active addiction, no. Okay, next person. Danny?
Defend this person.
I mean, there's no need to
They're
defend
like,
it.
we see you.
Trevor?
I mean,
Would
we
you
all
like to
struggle
defend?
with stuff.
Well, not only
I mean,
I'm not
too.
addicted to anything. Have you seen that
You're not
Britney Spears
addicted-
meme? Is it an addiction? I don't think it's an addiction.
That Harry Potter.
I can quit
Mhm.
whenever I want. Okay, I can stop drinking coffee. I can stop.
I
Same.
just choose not to.
I am grown up enough to know that it's not good for me to quit coffee, and so I
But
choose
there
to
you
drink
go.
it.
Doing it.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't mess with addiction. You don't want to get in that.
Perfect.
Okay.
It's always easier to pull someone down than pull someone up.
Deep.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I didn't
Hey,
even think about that.
hitting us with it. Okay, last one. Just easily triggered. So they just get annoyed at something super easy. Like, let's say the waiter messes up their order and they're just like ticked off. And it's like, dude, it's fine. Just
Mm-mm.
reorder. They're just immediately.
Now we're attacking Danny.
Honestly.
Well, I already said I don't. If anything with the waiter, traffic.
Yeah.
On the other hand, different story. But
If you could partake in the triggering of being triggered.
It's a problem. It makes me like awkward, almost like
It's like it's not
Are you
that
gonna-
big
are
of
you
a
gonna-
deal.
relax.
Chill. Make a joke or something.
Trevor
like-
starts getting nervous.
I do. I'm like, are you gonna like trigger on me? Like, what's happening?
Trevor's like,
You know I'm gonna make jokes about this,
Trigger
right?
is a verb.
Stop triggering me. Triggering on me. Activate.
I think it's not good. It's like a 7 or an 8 again, maybe
yeah,
9.
it's up there. I might give it a 9.
Even if I'm not on a date and someone's like getting easily triggered, I'm like, whoa.
You're just like a deer in headlights.
I was gonna say, I love how easily you spooked her. Just
Hey, that guy just didn't hold the door open for you. You don't need to cuss him out like that.
You're just like sussed out.
He didn't have to hold the door for you at all.
Oh goodness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't get triggered.
I think triggered isn't as big of an issue though, because I think it does like triggered like can be so broad in terms of like why they're triggered though, and it could just be an off day, that, like the date just happened to be on
That's
a bad
true.
day or whatever. Versus
Doesn't
like
really matter though.
Sierra's like,
It doesn't matter though, because it's like it's a first date. You need to like
I mean,
calm down.
yeah, I get that. I'm just saying in
You
general,
should be in a good mood.
in theory, yeah.
triggered by the
Not if you
date.
get there and it doesn't look anything like the Facebook picture and they're making
They're
jokes
like,
the whole time.
We support. Get triggered.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
all right. Does anyone have any red flags that I did not mention that they just feel the huge need to share? Any red flags within the group that we need to hash out real quick and then go to sleep?
Oh my goodness. I don't know.
Kind of toss mine in there a little bit for like first date red flags already.
Yeah.
I think eye
Yeah.
contact, like if they can't look at you in the eyes, is a red flag too. Like if they, like if
In the eye.
eyes, like yeah, if they can't have good eye contact, like I mean,
Yeah.
obviously there's too much eye contact. That's also a red flag.
Yeah.
Like
You gotta know the
there is a
balance.
Just while they're
balance.
eating, just like,
Like if they're like constantly like,
I don't like it.
yes,
fixes their shoe to
hate
the
I know it's a
red.
red flag, isn't it?
Yes. It's
Look at
so
me.
bad.
Wow, you have beautiful eyes. Like this is a red flag.
Correct.
Okay.
Red flag. in
But
the
also then
group.
if they're like, yeah, so anyways, how was your day?
Kennedy, what were your guys' first date like? Like, I'm so confused. Why is Trevor triggered? I've never ever thought once about eye contact being an issue either way.
Oh
I
my
don't know.
That's a
I
red
think I
flag.
looked at his eyes.
There was
I'm
some
here.
solid eye contact.
Good.
I
Yeah.
obviously didn't do too much,
Oh my
otherwise I would not
goodness.
be here.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
Red
Yes.
flags. I'm trying to think of
good,
more.
healthy. We do not have to have any. I just gonna open the floor.
Um,
The last one I want to throw in is, I guess it really depends, but I would like at least for them to offer to split the bill or something,
Ooh.
not just automatically, let's say, assume they're covering it. Like I know that happens both ways, or like they'll just get up and leave, kind of a thing.
Wait, that's interesting because I think it literally would be a red flag to me, a little bit, a low one,
Mhm.
if they didn't assume they were paying.
Right. No, I do
Mm.
think we do expect it of. Are you saying just for men?
Yeah.
Or for
Mhm.
both? Yeah.
Yes.
It's definitely more of the older fashioned. I'm in favor of that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then if the girl's not paying for anything, like I think it's a green flag if they're like
if they're not
Working.
working.
if they're working.
If you're working, it all comes
If they
back.
if they
I would
tipped me
say-
$20 after I took them home, like that's a good thing.
Thanks for the
No,
Uber
what I'm saying is like
drive.
if they bought like the movie tickets or something or offered to. I'm not
Okay.
saying they need to.
Yeah,
I would
so
still
there's
do
like a
it.
splitting of the
But
overall
there's
bill.
like maybe you went out to ice cream or something like after dinner on the first date,
Yeah.
or maybe you did like an extra activity that wasn't very much, not as much as dinner or whatever. But they were like, I got this, and that would be like a green flag. It's not a red
So if
flag.
they
if they
didn't
don't.
do that,
Yes.
you wouldn't.
It's
be
not a red
like,
flag, but it's a green
yeah,
flag
It would be
if
bonus
they
points,
did.
aura points, or
Correct.
whatever.
Aura,
I
they're farming
agree.
aura, no cap.
I would think it would be a green flag. Okay, like, yeah.
I disagree.
All right, hit us with it, Danny.
I think Trevor would actually think it was a little bit of a red flag. I think if you think it's a green flag, then the opposite's a red flag. Even if it's a small one, I think he would think it's a red flag.
No, I truly don't. I don't. I
Like
wouldn't.
if the person,
no.
if the girl doesn't offer to pay,
No,
You
I
disagree
think-
with what I say. You don't disagree with the flag. You disagree with
Yeah.
me.
you're like
Just-
Trevor
No,
is
no.
wrong.
Trevor, you're not being honest with yourself, and that's a red flag. You have to be.
And
We talked
I, in
about
general,
this.
don't think that you can have like a green flag that's not a red flag. Like, for example, like if I had something, I was like I think this is a really big green flag, and if they did the opposite,
The opposite
I think it would be a
is
red flag. I don't think
flag.
they could have like a passive white
Okay,
flag or
okay.
what's
Different
the
okay,
But
what's
what are
the
you
version of
actually
the-
saying? Like, what are
If they
you?
never paid for anything ever, that's a red flag.
Trevor's saying green
Okay.
flag as in bonus points on the first date.
Got it, got
Like,
it, got
wow, that's
on the
really
first date?
cool.
Okay.
But like,
I
if it's like
think
the
Trevor would
7th
like to
date and they haven't
provide-
done like any help with
Anything.
anything, like gas, driving, whatever. Like it could not mean like it could be passive, like spending. Like maybe we take her car or something like that. Right.
Interesting.
like some share of the load.
Mhm.
Makes
Yes.
sense.
It's a relationship. It's not a parenthood. We talked
Two-way
about
street.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Daddy, I want to go to the movies.
Daddy, take me to the movies. I want your big ice cream. Can we get popcorn?
Trevor, you said that
Absolutely.
wasn't a red flag. You said that was fine. You were like, yeah.
This
We
is what
should've
Kennedy
judged
was
them if they
saying.
don't have.
Sometimes you can't tell if I'm being serious. You know?
Yeah, it
Mm,
said that off
joking.
the.
Off record.
Okay.
I
Look
think
at my
it
eyes.
is an interesting
No.
topic though, because I think it's so confusing because people nowadays, some people think that the guy paying, like offering to pay for
Is
everything,
a red flag.
So it's
Mhm.
Assuming,
Yeah.
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 Oh,
There's
I
no winning.
know.
Dating sucks. Stay single. Be
Honestly,
addicted to
So
gaming.
hard for
Be
everybody.
single, get addiction. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for your words of wisdom.
Absolutely. Danny, did you have any red flags though? Think you had-
I
Yeah.
want to talk about what people wear to the first date. Like,
Oh
do you
my
guys have like
goodness.
a specific
Ooh.
ooh, that's where I draw the line. Personally, Crocs. If someone's pulling up in Crocs,
Pajamas.
Danny, those are so
Crocs?
expensive. Do you not realize that's
I'm
like a
done, I'm out.
luxury shoe?
Literally,
these days.
it's like a
They
brand
went from like
name.
a Walmart. Yeah,
It's
they went
Gucci.
from Walmart to
Nope.
literally.
Designer
the biggest
Wow.
Crocs.
glow up I have
doesn't
witnessed
matter.
in my life.
Wow.
Crocs.
Pajamas? Absolutely not. Yeah.
They could be the nicest person on earth, and I would see the Crocs, and I'm just
Mm-mm.
like, oh, sorry.
What? Okay. What if she's like, oh my gosh, you won't believe it. Like this dog attacked me, ate my shoe.
The
Or,
only
like, someone
shoes that I
stole my
could
shoes.
find.
The
I would
only
probably
shoes,
make a
it's the
joke
dog
and leave.
ate
I
my
had my
homework.
emergency Crocs in my car.
Why do you have Crocs?
My car was broken into.
Why do
They-
you own
What?
Crocs?
Because
What?
I garden. I slip Crocs on and off. Oh, they can't.
Why
have
do
Crocs
you
in
have
general.
emergency Crocs in your car for this very situation?
No, people keep. There are people that keep shoes in their car because people just do. People just keep
No,
stuff
I
in
know.
their
Just the
car.
fact that they have Crocs.
Specifically
so,
the
okay,
Crocs.
so that is on the resume
Crocs
for
the issue,
Danny.
yeah.
Okay.
Do you have
What if
got
that?
it.
they're crocodile themed Crocs?
That'd be worse.
So
My
it's
Croc
crocodile
Crocs.
skin.
That
Crocs.
And that
I
little
hate that.
nose on the front
so
with a
they're
little eye.
really
No.
expensive
Crocs.
because it's an animal.
What about if they're wearing 2 Croc pots on their feet? Croc pot Crocs.
She's got massive like
Circular
calves
feet.
because she's walking around in Crocs.
Oh,
Oh my
What if
god.
she just likes the word
Danny,
Croc?
I do.
No.
Anything Croc is a trigger. Danny, what if she's wearing something a little too low cut?
Hmm.
Maybe and like maybe with like toplet or
That would
She
be a red
doesn't-
flag.
only like half naked.
It's
Is that a red
what?
flag?
Like,
What if she's
I meant to
topless?
say
Is that a problem?
strapless.
Do you have a problem with topless?
Can we go on record here? Can you tell us if that's a red
I
flag?
think
just
that
to be
might
clear.
a little bit of
Just-
a flag.
I meant strapless.
Hey, at least
nothing on
she's
the top.
At least she's trying to
Here.
be completely honest and candid with you, letting it all hang out just so you can really see what you're getting into.
Oh
like,
my
this is
The
how
God.
God
topless
made
and the
me.
resume. I mean, if they come with that, I'm good.
Oh
I
my
found my
God.
soulmate.
If they came topless, you
Oh.
found
And a
soulmate.
resume and worked.
And had a job.
and like jokes.
And we're wearing Crocs.
Is that a red flag, Danny? If she's wearing too revealing, yes or no?
I mean, again, I don't want to be to judge a book by its cover, but I think it would definitely be in the back of my mind for the rest of the date. Because I don't want to stand someone up
Yeah.
if they're there and got dressed and everything. But like,
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. All right. Well, guys, this was fun. I don't
It
want to
was
say I'm happy to be
interesting.
married, but I'm happy to be married.
Yeah.
But no, we do feel for everyone out there in the dating world. We know, I mean, just from this, there's a lot you kind of have to sift through. But we hope
Yes.
just overall you had a fun time going through the red flags, because it is fun to laugh about. I think we've all experienced some in our own time. Hit us with any that you've experienced, any fun stories. Love to hear them. But thanks again for tuning in. Have a good evening. We'll catch you next time.
Let me know if you want any
Bye.
tips. Bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, it's your girl Kennedy wrapping up today's episode. Thank you so much for listening. We're so happy and we're so grateful that you hung out with us today. If you liked what you heard, please share this podcast far and wide and follow us here and on social media so you never miss an episode. Also, we would love to know your thoughts and if you have any topics you'd like us to chat about. So let us know. Thanks again for listening and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye!